And this next goal idea is actually one that epically changed my life for the better. And unfortunately, it's not a very common goal that I hear people setting, but it is so life changing. It may be shocking to hear this, but if you didn't meet your goals last year, it most likely isn't because of you. It's most likely because you had the wrong goals in the first place. According to InsideOutMastery.com, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, studies show that 43% of all people expect to fail before February. Almost 1 out of 4 quit within the first week of setting their New Year's resolution. Most people quit before the end of January, and only 9% see their resolutions through until success. That's right, only 9%. And the problem is most people are setting goals arbitrarily. They're not following the basic tenets of manifestation, and I've been able to get manifestation down to a science. So the goal ideas that I'm going to share with you today are going to help you become the highest version of yourself and in turn crush your goals and manifest your dreams. And be sure to stick around to the end. I have a special gift for you that's going to help you apply everything that you're learning today in the episode. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Tiffany Shelton Mariol. I'm a neuropsychologist, published author, and founder of Mod Ambition. I post every week on how to plan, manifest, and enjoy your dream life. If you're into that kind of stuff, please tap that subscribe button. First, let's take a high level look at how these 9 goal ideas I'm going to share with you are going to help you become the best version of yourself. Usually people set goals based on what they should do, quote unquote, or just general goals that could pertain to anyone or anything really. Take a look at this graph showing America's top resolutions. While these are great, if they aren't rooted in a larger strategy of becoming your best version of yourself, then they're likely going to fall flat. And most importantly, I should say, our goals shouldn't be about becoming a new person, but really embodying the highest version of yourself using a manifestation mindset really that's going to help you open yourself up to a new level of abundance. So instead of new year, new me, I want you to lean into new year evolving me in divine timing with gratitude, grace, and intentionality. So let's take a look at the high level strategy to manifesting your dreams so you can level up in 2023 and truly become the best version of yourself. Introducing Manifestation 101. So here is the high level blueprint on how to manifest your dreams and really become the best version of yourself, because manifesting is all about becoming. It's about that journey to getting what you want. So the first thing you want to do is decide on your destination. In this picture that I'm showing you, that's represented by the ocean. That's the destination that we're trying to get to, the dreams, the best version of ourselves. And then you will see the roadmap on how to get there, how to become this best version of yourself that manifests everything that you want. First part is a joyful spirit, and that consists of actions and thoughts restructuring really. So actions that are going to bring joy to your life every single day. We call these MAPs in my program, Dream Life Academy: mindfulness, appreciation, pleasure, and self-compassion. And also thought restructuring techniques that are going to help you really reclaim your joy day in and day out of your life by having the right type of thinking. The next piece of that journey that's really important is having a faithful mind. So that's things like an abundance mindset and really believing in your dreams to come true, and having positive beliefs about yourself as well, your worthiness, as well as your capabilities. And then the last piece of the puzzle when it comes to the journey of getting what you want and becoming the best version of yourself is aligned action. You want to take actions that are aligned with your spirit and also aligned with your desires. So that is Manifestation 101. And the goal ideas I'm going to give you guys today are going to help you achieve all these things along the journey to become the best version of yourself. And if you want to take a deep dive, I know that's a really quick overview of how manifestation works. I share my exact formula for manifestation and how to implement it with practical strategies in my free mini course, Ambitious Manifester. You can click in the description below and you'll find a link to get that free course. Now that you have the bird's eye view of what these goals are going to be helping you work towards, let's start with goals that will help you maintain a joyful spirit. What if I told you that you could feel happy every single day. You actually can if you take the right actions and have the right mindset tools. Now, this doesn't mean that you'll never feel any type of negative emotions, but it does mean that it won't be the only thing that you feel in your emotional experience, and you have the tools to bring in other emotions into your experience, even in the midst of negative emotion. So to illustrate this, I want you to imagine a pie, and imagine that this pie is your emotional experience, and each slice of the pie represents different emotions. And say you have a couple pieces of anxiety in your pie that day because let's say you're worried about something that's coming up that's making you nervous. Well, the idea is to have actions as well as thought technique so that anxiety won't be the only things making up your emotional experience. And the point isn't to try to get rid of those pieces of anxiety pie, but to bring in other pieces of the pie that can round out your emotional experience. It's not the only thing that you're feeling. You can bring in other emotions to help you tolerate that anxiety and still live a really meaningful life. So maybe you take actions like journaling or working out that help you bring in other emotions like clarity or peace of mind or endorphins from working out that make you feel joyful. And then you have a more roundabout emotional experience, and usually it dissipates those negative emotions, even though that it really isn't the goal. The goal is to lean into how can you feel joy even in the midst of things like anxiety, sadness, or anger, and really commit to living a joyful life, even if sometimes you have to tolerate some of those other things in the background. The first goal I have for you is an action that's going to help you increase your self-compassion and in turn your joy. Goal idea is to write down something that you like about yourself each day and place it in a jar. The fun thing about this goal is that at the end of the year, you can open the jar and read all the things, and it's really an exhilarating experience to see all these positive things that you've said about yourself over the year. Now you might be thinking, Tiffany, self-compassion, that's just something that's wishy-washy. Is it really gonna help me become the best version of myself? Is it really gonna help me level up, girl? Well, according to Forbes.com, research shows that excessive self-criticism can actually paralyze you rather than motivate you and create greater problems like procrastination, avoidance behaviors, and even depression. Secondly, increased self-compassion is correlated with higher motivation, better learning, and stronger performance through a mindset emphasizing continuous improvement and personal growth. Self-compassion is also correlated with greater empathy for stronger personal and professional relationships. It's correlated with greater resilience, lower narcissism, and reduced maladaptive perfectionism. It's correlated with better leadership skills through a growth mindset example and compassion that extends beyond the self to others. So yeah, self-compassion is 100% going to help you be the best version of yourself. And I wrote the book on self-compassion. No, really. I actually wrote a book on self-compassion. Well, two actually. And if you're looking to cultivate more self-compassion in 2023, you can check those books out. I'll be sure to link those as well. Second goal idea I have for you to help you maintain a joyful spirit is to consider to set a goal to improve your mental health. First, take an audit of where your mental health may be now, where it may be suffering, where you need some healing, and then decide on what you're going to do to best support yourself, considering what you need given this audit that you've done on your mental health. So this may include things like going to therapy, investing in a workbook for anxiety, for example, or working with a coach like I do with my clients in Dream Life Academy. This may mean beginning a meditation practice or journaling to increase your mindfulness. Whatever you decide to do, I want you to make sure that it's personally rooted in something that's going to help your mental health and get the support you need, even if it's out of that comfort zone again. And the third joy goal idea I have for you is to start a thought record. So this thought record is going to help you think more positively and to learn to restructure those automatic negative thoughts that pop into our brains. That way you have the tools to live more joyfully. So what you're going to do is get a journal of some type, and in this journal, each time that you experience a negative thought, that causes you any type of negative emotion, I want you to write that thought in your journal. After you write what that thought is, I want you to try to restructure it. In my program, Dream Life Academy, I teach a whole host of thought techniques to restructure negative thoughts. And one of the most effective techniques is to analyze what's either unhelpful or untrue about this negative thought, and then refute that thought with something that's more positive or more helpful, okay? So what you're going to do, you're not going to sit around and try to analyze every thought that comes into your mind. That's pretty much impossible. We have so many thoughts throughout the day. But what you are going to do is when you have any type of negative emotion, you're going to tune into that. You're going to notice that. So that's going to take some mindfulness of emotions practice. And anytime that you are mindful that you're feeling a negative emotion, I want you to tune into your thoughts and say, what am I thinking right now? Go to your thought record in your journal and write that thought down and start to restructure those thoughts in that journal. You may find that after a while, you're able to do this without writing it down after you practice this for a while, but I always suggest starting with writing it down until you get the hang of it. Okay, let's move on to goals that will help you develop the faithful mind needed to manifest the best version of yourself. Beliefs are like icebergs lurking underneath the ocean's surface, and if we're not aware of them, they can quickly sink our Titanic dreams. So these next 3 goal ideas are going to help you lean into abundance thinking and overcome limiting beliefs. The first goal idea is to consider adding scripting into your evening routine. I have many videos on my channel about what exactly is scripting for the law of attraction and how to use it. But essentially, in a nutshell, for this video, scripting is an activity that you can do when you're in a good mood, and it's really important to do it when you're in a good mood. So make sure you're vibrating high. So then when you're in a good mood, what you're going to do is you're basically going to be journaling in the present tense as if you're already this best version of yourself who has manifested everything that you want, and you have all these desires that you're currently dreaming of. So when you're doing this scripting, you want to include emotions. You want to really feel those emotions when you're writing of who this best version of yourself is feeling in this day in the life of her life, and write as if things have already been happening. You're just actually writing out a day in your life as if you are that person. This is an abundance technique for those that like to write, that are more verbal people. Another idea is looking at your vision board nightly, but I like scripting as well because it offers you an opportunity to really get into an alignment with your higher self, with that best version of yourself. The second goal I have for you to have a faithful mind so you can become the best version of yourself is to take time each day to visualize the highest version of yourself in what I like to call, or what Abraham Hicks likes to call, a visualization workshop. You've likely been scrolling social media, either Pinterest or Instagram, and seen that quote that says, visualize your highest self and then show up as her. Well, we'll get to the showing up as her in a minute, but for this part, this goal, I want you to visualize her because this is the important first step into being able to show up as her later and to know exactly what it is that you're showing up as. So take time to envision a day in the life of your highest self each day for 15 minutes. You'll just actively imagine, use your imagination, not only to see who this highest version, best version of yourself is, but to envision the life that you want her to dream. And this next goal idea is actually one that epically changed my life for the better. And unfortunately, it's not a very common goal that I hear people setting, but it is so life-changing. This third goal idea is to practice radical acceptance. According to Skyland Trail, which is a dialectical behavioral therapy program, radical acceptance is when you stop fighting reality. You stop responding with impulsive and destructive behaviors when things aren't going the way you want them to. And you let go of bitterness that may be keeping you in this cycle of suffering. So let me give you a perfect example from my own life of how I once used radical acceptance to face one of the most difficult challenges in my life. In my 20s, I went through one of the hardest breakups I'd ever faced. My partner at the time was cheating on me, left me holding the bag in our shared apartment, secretly moved out without notice to be with this other woman, took our dog, and to this day, I have not heard from him since the day he moved out while I was at work. So to say that I was heartbroken is an understatement. I was depressed, so depressed that my mom had to fly out from Texas to help me even get out of the bed and really help me get back on my feet. One of the things that helped me get there, besides my loving mother, was making a decision to radically accept my new reality, even though it was crushing, and to figure out what this heartbreak had been sent here to teach me. Because of this new attitude, I can honestly say that that breakup was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It led me to a direct spiritual path to evolve in ways that I never would have done in that relationship. I got certified as a yoga teacher, a meditation teacher. I took a deep dive into manifestation and eventually went on to get my PhD, manifest my husband and my babies as a direct result of the conscious work I did during that time. God used that challenge as a shaping milestone to catapult me into evolving, and it took radical acceptance of my pain really at that time to get me there. So consider setting a goal to learn from challenges, let go, and let God. If you're finding this information helpful, by the way, please smash that like button and be sure to subscribe. It really helps me to keep showing up and to provide you with the best information on planning, manifesting, and enjoying your dream life. Okay, so the last 3 goal ideas I have for you are going to help you take the right actions to become the best version of yourself. So it's time to take action. To become the best version of yourself, you must be connected with your higher self that dwells within, the God that lives inside all of us, really. So according to oprahdaily.com, your higher self is the part of you that is unencumbered by ego and the divisions it can stoke between you and your fellow humans. It's that non-material dimension of you, some call it soul or spirit, that's part of the cosmic or the celestial whole. Luke 17:21 says, "For behold, the kingdom of God is within you." So the goals I'm going to share with you in this section are going to be things that you can consider doing to take actions that are going to help you align with your higher self, that best version of yourself, the God that lives within. First up is acting as if. Make it a goal to embed within your daily routine, really, activities that are going to help you show up as your highest self. So if you took me up on the goal to start visualizing your highest self in the last section, now is when you're going to start showing up as her in your everyday life. Make a plan on how you're going to show up as her in your everyday life in 2023. Then add any actions within your daily routine that are going to help you show up as the best version of yourself. The second goal idea I have for you is to once a month do something that takes you out of your comfort zone and moves you closer to that best version of yourself, the God that lives within. You could do things like join a social club if you're an introvert and you want to become more extroverted. You can take up kickboxing if you want to learn self-defense. Whatever you decide to do, make sure it's something that moves you out of your comfort zone and helps you more fully align with the best version of yourself. And then the third goal idea I have for you when it comes to aligned action is to make a goal that helps you be more productive. This is going to help you align with your desires that come from our highest self. So many times we get distracted from our goals because we're not focused on what truly matters when it comes to being the best version of ourselves. We may get distracted along the way, or we're not productive when we're working towards a goal. And learning how to be productive is going to be a game changer when it comes to manifesting the life you want and showing up as the best version of yourself. So as promised, I have a very special gift for you that's going to help you streamline your productivity so that you can focus on your larger than life goals. In the description below, I've linked a free PDF with 23 more goal ideas specifically focused on helping you increase your productivity. So just click the link below. It's 100% free. And I want to give you guys a plethora of ideas for this one because it's so important to making sure you're staying aligned with your priorities and what's most important to you. So just click below if you want those 23 goal ideas to increase your productivity so you can stay aligned with your larger than life goals. I would love to end this episode by offering an intention for you this week. May your 2023 be filled with honoring your highest self and reaching goals that help you become the best version of yourself. Cheers to planning, manifesting, and enjoying your dream life. If you like this episode, please follow the podcast if you're listening on the podcast, or subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. And until next time, namaste.